Before we get started on Comparative Constitutions Day 2, I have a few quick notes for you. Number one, make sure you have the link to the Pennsylvania Constitution that's on my teacher page. Also, you are going to need to hit the Control F keys to use the search function. So if you look at the bottom, the Control key is in the bottom left. F key, well, you should be able to find that. You have to hit them both at the same time to pull up the search function that I use. One more thing. If you needed the full video to help you yesterday, you will need today's video. Stick with it, use it, it's going to help you. If you want a challenge, you can do this on your own, but please watch about the first minute of the following section of the video to understand how to use the find function by using Control F. So we're going to move on and look at how our Constitution, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, compares to the United States Constitution. And I'm going to do this. You'll notice your screen is split right now. We've got the Pennsylvania Constitution over here on the right. We've got our Comparative Constitutions worksheet on the left. So in order to do this, I have to show you how to use a really important tool. And the tool is called Find. And to activate the Find tool, we're going to click on the Constitution, and then we're going to hit the Control key, which is in the bottom left of your keyboard, and the F key at the same time. And by doing that, I have this little box that pops up. So I'm going to hit Control F. This box will pop up. So what we need to do is we need to find the preamble to the Pennsylvania Constitution. So you can try to draw the outline of Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I can't have my maps up at the moment. And then I want you to write your state's name right here. So right there, you're going to type in, or handwrite, Pennsylvania. So the United States Constitution's preamble is, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Well, I don't know what Pennsylvania's is, so I'm going to search for preamble. And I see right there, before anything, there should be a preamble. And I also have 8 different results for what is a preamble. If I hit the down arrow, it'll take me to the next one. So, oh, look, here we go, preamble. "We, the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, grateful to the Almighty God for the blessings of liberty, or the blessings of civil and religious liberty, and humbly invoking his guidance, do ordain and establish this Constitution." So what you want to do is you are going to want to copy that right there. Write your state's preamble there, and we're going to compare it. And you'll see that ours is a little different, but overall it's very similar, which you should have learned yesterday when we were doing our quiz. Let's scroll down and look at our next one. "The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America." Well, let's find that in our Constitution, and instead of just searching executive, which gives me 16 responses, I'm going to search executive power, because that seems like something both of those would have in common. So, and I see right here, one result, the supreme executive power shall be vested in the governor, who shall take care that laws be faithfully executed. So who has the executive power? Executive power is vested in a governor. So right there, I have my answer. The answer, and I cannot write it in, unfortunately, is governor. "The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish." So instead of executive power, I'm going to search judicial power. And I see right here, just in the same way, "The judicial power of the Commonwealth shall be vested in a unified judicial system." And it'll tell you what it's made up of. We have the Supreme Court, the Superior Court, the Commonwealth Court, courts of common pleas, community courts, municipal courts in the city of Philadelphia, and such other courts may be provided by laws and justices of peace. So you don't have to write all that. You can just bullet point the different names of the courts. Now, let's see. It says legislative powers. "All legislative powers herein shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives." So we're going to look for how legislative power is organized in the United States. So I'm going to search legislative. So I see legislative power in there 8 times. Well, we don't want that first one. Let's hit the next one. Restrictions on legislative power. I don't know about that. Let's keep going. Article 2, the legislature, legislative power. Here we go, our 5th result. "The legislative power of this Commonwealth shall be vested in a General Assembly, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives." So right there, you have your answer. Let's move on to our next one. The Senate of the United States. So we're going to look, if the next one is the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators in each state, each chosen for 6 years. So if I look right here, I see election of members. So it'll tell me who is elected. I see right here terms of members, so you're in good shape there. So senators shall be elected for a term of 4 years, representatives for a term of 2 years. So let's see. All bills raising revenue shall originate from the House of Representatives. Let's see if we can find that one. This is probably our really, really big, tricky one. So let's see. Powers of each house. I would say powers of each house would be a good example there. We're going to move on. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate shall, before it become a law, be presented to the President of the United States. If he approve, he shall sign it. If any bill shall not be returned within 10 days, the same shall be law. So what does it say about the governor in making laws? Well, let's just search governor. I can't type. Governor. So as I see, I have a lot of things about the governor, so this might be a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for Article 2. Well, Article 2, hold on, actually, I think it's Article 4 in the Pennsylvania Constitution. Let's double check that. So let's go to executive power again. Let's see. And if I scroll down a little bit, I'm trying to see if I find anything. Let's search for some keywords. So instead of executive power, let's search, so what does it say? If he approve, he shall sign it. So let's see. Here we go. Approval of bills and vetoes. This is in the correct section. Every bill which shall have passed both houses shall be presented to the governor. If he approves, he shall sign it. But if he shall not approve, he shall return it with his objections to the house in which it shall have originated. So right there, it's almost the same exact responsibilities. You can go ahead and read through the remaining paragraph there about the veto process if that is something that interests you. Does your Constitution say where your state's seat of government is located? Let's search seat of government. And surprise, surprise, just like we learned with Florida yesterday. So it says seat of government, but it does not specify. Let's see, just for the fun of it, we know what our seat of government is. I do not see Harrisburg in there anywhere. So actually, our state constitution does not specify where we should be. Okay. So let's look at our next one. How many branches does our state government have? That should be a pretty easy question. Look at your state's judicial system. What is the highest court in your state called? We can go back and look at our answer right here. What courts have the judicial power? The U.S. Constitution says U.S. senators must be at least 30 years old and representatives must be 25 years old. Does your state constitution give a minimum age? So let's search age. And it's not going to give me just age, it's also going to give me passage and things like that. Well, let's go to, we're in Article 2, the legislature, and let's see if there are any requirements here. I can look for this very quickly. And I'm not sure if it does specify. Oh, here we go. Senators shall be at least 25 years of age and representatives shall be 21 years of age. So you can say senators 25, representatives 21. The President of the United States serves a 4-year term. How long is your state's governor's term? So let's see, term of office. And we're going to see that actually a lot, changes in term of office. Let's see, judges and justices. No, we're not looking at that. We're going to keep going. Oh, it's only going to give us for the judicial branch, so let's go to term, and as we see we have a lot of those, but if we go back to the executive power, and we see terms of office instead of term of office, terms of office, and I see right here 4 years. So there is your answer there. So let's start searching a couple of these things. We're going to move on to our rights. So let's see if I have anything about equality. before the law. All right, I don't see equality under the law. Let's see where else we see equality. Let's see. Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania because of the sex of the individual. So that is just one place where it is mentioned. So we could say there is, and we're going to, so what does our state say about it? It's only not to be denied based on sex. So that would be adding an additional right. The rights of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied on account of race, color, previous condition of servitude, or on account of sex, or to citizens who are 18 years of age or older. So let's see if we have any voting rights. So, voting, let's see. I'm just going to hit voting until we see if there is anything that has to do with rights. I don't see a whole lot there, but I am sure it might be in our rights somewhere. So I would actually, with this one, I would say no. Let's go and check our rights. Oops. So we have in our Article 1 the Declaration of Rights. So we have the inherent rights of mankind, political power. Oh no, go back. I'm just checking to see if there's anything about voting in here, and I really don't see a whole lot in here. Next one is Congress shall make law abridging the freedom of speech or freedom of press. So let's see about freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Well, we see right here, freedom of the press and speech. So I would say we're going to be pretty similar there. So let's go scroll down to Article 1. Now, if you notice one key change, our Article 1 is our Declaration of Rights. It's not amendments at the end of the Constitution like they are in the United States. That's a pretty significant difference. So we have freedom of press. And here is the entire thing. The printing press shall be free to every person who may undertake to examine the proceedings of the legislative or any branch of government, and no law shall ever be made to restrain the right thereof. The free communication of thoughts and opinions is one of the invaluable rights of man, and every citizen may be able to freely speak, write, or print on any subject, being responsible for the abuse of that liberty. No conviction shall be had in any prosecution of the publication of papers relating to the official conduct of officers or men in public capacity, or to any other matter for public investigation or information, where the fact that such publication was not maliciously or negligently made. So, long story short, yes, we have freedom of speech, and it, I would say, adds a couple of additional protections in there. So, let's see if we have anything about bearing arms. I see right here, number 21, bear arms. So I'm going to scroll down to 21. The right of the citizens to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned. So there we go. We have it right there. Does your state constitution put any limits on how people may bear arms? So read this and see if there are any limits. So the right of the citizens to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned. Let's keep moving. What does your state constitution say about double jeopardy? Let's see if that is in here anywhere. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to hit Control F, double. Nope, it talks about double or quadruple amputees. So I don't think we're going to talk about well, let's search jeopardy. There we go. Initiation of criminal proceedings twice in jeopardy and eminent domain. So let's actually go down to that one. So, no person shall, for the same offense, be put twice in jeopardy of life and limb. So, yes, it talks about double jeopardy. Let's see, witness against. Oop. We'll search for witness. We're going to go up since I know that. Let's see. I don't really see being a witness against ourselves. We could front it to have compulsory process. Yeah, it does not seem like it is going to mention being a witness against ourselves. Let's double check these rights of the accused. So they do talk about the rights of accused, but it is not a total match. And let's search one more time, due process of, so I see due process right here. And that actually goes to the judicial branch. So that isn't going to match a whole lot right here. So I'm going to say no, but I would say that there is no real difference, no real difference there. The right of the people to be secure. So let's search for seizures. What does your state constitution say about searches? So I'll see searches. So right here, security from searches and seizures, that will be number 8. So we're going to scroll down one more time. The people shall be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and possessions from unreasonable searches and seizures, and no warrant to search for any place or to seize any person or thing shall be without describing them as nearly as may be, nor without probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation. So that is basically no difference to the United States Constitution. What does your Constitution say about the right to an education? So I'm just going to search education. And let's start at the top. It seems like we have a section on just education in Pennsylvania. So the General Assembly shall provide for the maintenance and support of a thorough and efficient system of public education to serve the Commonwealth. So it seems like it does say that they will provide an education, but it doesn't necessarily call it a right. If you look in there, you see that it is not a right to the people. Now let me click through a couple more. I do not see a whole lot about anything else about education. So we're going to let that one go. Find something in our state constitution that is unique to our state. So let's just go back to, we're going to search Article 1. If I could type Article 1, Declaration of Rights. Oh, we're going to go all the way through. Here we go. Article 1, Declaration of Rights. So if I look through this, and you might not, so inherent rights of mankind, that might be a good one to look at. So maybe find me something different that is unique there. We talk about elections. We talk about trial by jury. We talk about all of these things in our Constitution. So I'm going to keep going. Right of petition, that's the same. Standing army, okay. These are all basically addressed in our Constitution. Now, I would say this one right here, number 27, would be the biggest difference. So go ahead and go down to number 27, and I'm going to have you read. I'll read it out loud. You can summarize it. The people have, number 27, the people and the public estate. The people have a right to clean air, pure water, and to the preservation of the natural, scenic, and historic and aesthetic values of the environment. Pennsylvania's public natural resources are common property of all the people, including generations yet to come. As trustee of these resources, the Commonwealth shall reserve and maintain for them the benefit of all the people. So, yes, there is something unique. Go ahead and summarize that, and that will add a unique rule. We're going to skip over that one, but for right now, you have everything that you need to go ahead and fill in that paper. Make sure you're pausing and playing as we go so you are not overdoing yourself. But overall, I have shown you how to find this. If you want to take the challenge of trying to find them, you are welcome to do that. Go ahead and get started if you have not already. Before you finish, remember to finish your reading quiz about comparative constitutions and complete all of your packet to help you have a better understanding of what rights and guarantees you have here in the United States and in Pennsylvania. Let me know if you have any questions.